Hello, hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday, our regular time. It's 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Let me tell you this, like I got myself together. I thought it was 11, and it's
so, so it's because of me you are here today, right?
that's right.
That's
Hello,
right.
Andrea.
Hola. Hello, Brooke. Hello, Rena. Hi, Prince Charming Mom 20.
Is,
Okay.
does that
Okay,
mean
I want to know what's 2930.
well, I'm guessing her son is Prince Charming, but I thought my son was Prince Charming.
Hello, hello. Hi, Sally. Manhattan. Had 2 pretty hectic days.
Yes.
Cooking therapy. Hello, Lisa. California. Marisol. Lynn. Hi, Camille. Cynthia. How is Michigan? How is the weather in Michigan? Hey, Lynn. I'm curious because I spent some time in Michigan a long time ago.
Happy birthday to your sons. Make them some cookies.
Hey, Brianna. Hello, Louisiana.
Everybody.
Oh, hello, Louisiana. I'm sorry, Angie. I'm saying hello, Louisiana. Hello to Louisiana.
So guys, Han lied to you. She's about to confess.
I'm a terrible liar. I cannot lie. You know, my grandma used to say it's the saying, right? Lie has short legs. And I cannot lie. Honestly, I cannot lie. I'm a terrible liar.
And what did you do?
So you mean in terms of the season that we are doing? Well, I was going to do Christmas. I swear I was, but I'm doing fall because I just
Hey, Brianna, you see?
I mean, Christmas yet not. No, not yet, not yet. Maybe next week. I promise.
December 20th for sure.
For sure, yes. Well, it's coming up. I mean, I don't know. I've never done so many fall cookies and Halloween cookies that I can remember.
Oh, Birmingham, Alabama.
Some years we are, I guess, inspired more by different seasons. So I guess for me this year it's
Maybe you're in withdrawal.
maybe. Oh, that's true. Maybe I miss pumpkins and leaves and all that. Yes,
I think.
maybe I do. All
Hello,
right. So do you want me to go ahead and start? And
yes. Do you want me to set you up here?
yes. Okay. Yes. Here we go. So there is my hand. Let me see if I can brighten this up a little bit. All right. So those of you who watched our live from a couple weeks ago, so I used a snowman cutter to make this lovely scarecrow for fall. And using the same cutter, today I'm gonna do some pumpkins, stacked pumpkins.
So can I just mention that live stream for the other one that she just showed is still available. So if you guys want to watch that, you can, just go in the live playlist and you'll find the older videos.
You can do that. All right. So this is super simple, guys. Nothing to be, you don't have to think about this design too much. I created, here we go. So I'm going to do the pumpkins using kind of wet on wet. I'll show you really soon. But the first pumpkin, oh, did I freeze?
I'm seeing you.
Yeah, okay. So I used the 4 different colors to create the pumpkin design on the bottom. And these are all, these both have some orange base. This is, I don't know if you can see, it's orange, but I muted it down with ivory because I didn't want it to be super bright. And this is more brown and orange, okay? And this is yellow muted down with a little bit of ivory, and this is just brown. And all of these are about, I would say, 15-second consistency. So let's start with the bottom. I'm gonna do a little dip here on the top, and then continue on the way to the bottom. Oh,
So that's your gingerbread cookie recipe, right?
Fork there, yes, that's the gingerbread recipe, and this is a recipe that is really good for decorated cookies as well as non-decorated. If you want to just eat some lovely gingerbread cookies, you can use this recipe, and it's actually on my blog, honeyalaws.com. So you guys can check it out. So now I'm going to swirl the icing.
So guys, don't hesitate to ask your questions. It's our pleasure to answer. If you have any, just pop it in.
And now I'm going to create segments using my, this is the light brown with a little bit of orange. And now instead of a scribe, I decided to use a, I don't know, can you guys see very well? I decided to use a paintbrush.
And why did you decide that?
It just flows so nicely, I have to say. It has a nice flow to it. So now I'm going to use the darker brown here. And I feel like it's faster, obviously, because it has a really, like, the tip of the brush is wide.
So are you saying like it helps you like kind of blend more?
Yes.
Okay. So you're kind of painting, if you will, with
Yes.
the wet icing.
And now I'm using the yellow. Like I said, you don't have to think about it too much.
It's kind of like watercolor.
Yes. Oops. So I'm going to be doing 3 different pumpkins, okay? Okay, I'm going to wipe this in a paper towel. Oh, there's a little boo-boo here. And I'm going to do the top one because we want to avoid piping next to the freshly piped one. It's going to blend together. So I'm going to do the top one. And the top one I will do with white. Hey, Jeremy. And we're going to do some shading with some gray. I just have to determine which one of my icing is flood. Because okay, this one. All right.
So I'm guessing congratulations are in order for Jeremy. You found a job. If you're saying you're taking off work.
Ooh, that's awesome. Congratulations. Hey, Bonnie, Esther. Brianna is doing animal print jungle theme cookies. They are very fun. Animal print is so fun. All right, so now I'm going to do the top one. Hold on.
Oh, we forgive you, Jeremy.
I'm confusing myself. Okay, let me see what I did here. Okay. I've got my prototype in front of me, so I don't forget.
He's gainfully. That means you can stock up on your wood gear and your cookie gear. Hello, Debbie.
So this is just white icing here. Oops.
Did you add any white to it? Looks very bright.
I did not. No, I did not. I did not add any white. I'm just gonna do segments. And again, I'm gonna use the brush. And this is a really good brush to have. This is from a set, a built-in set of 5 brushes. If you don't have any brushes whatsoever, it's a good starter set to get. Okay. Now I'm gonna take darker gray. And darker gray, I'm just placing it on a couple of these lines here.
Big hello, Trisha. Big things happening in Texas this weekend. I think it's CookieCon in is it Dallas? They're doing it.
I think so. Yes.
In Dallas.
Oh, hey y'all from Texas. Hey Trisha. All right. So then you have to let this obviously crust. Okay. So now lucky for you, very lucky for you, I've got one that is pretty crusted here. So I'm gonna do the middle part, and the middle part I decided to do with oh, I thought I lost it, with blue. And again, I used, I'll show you, I used, these are 3 different blues. I don't know if you guys can see, light blue, medium, and dark. And this one already started separating, you can see. And I used royal.
It's annoying, you just made it.
Yes, I just made it. Yes, I love that, right? She's wearing this awesome apron.
I had a pair of overalls when I was young, but I don't have any overalls now.
I had a pajama like that. It's quite uncomfortable, I have to say. I don't know. Like I felt like it was, yeah. Do you guys wear overalls? Why so blue? I don't know. Because it's Tuesday. Tuesday blues, I guess.
I think he's making reference to your color choice.
I don't know. Have you gotten any pumpkins, guys? Or is it still too early? It shouldn't be early. It's already October.
Oh, they're at the grocery store. I was there
Have you
yesterday.
gotten any?
I bought spaghetti squash and I bought like squash, but I didn't buy pumpkin. I don't really I don't do pumpkin so big, and I hate gutting it, and I'm just like lazy. A lot of work.
Oh, you mean to carve it?
Yes.
Oh, I only carved pumpkin once. I will have to. I have to confess. I have to
Oh,
say,
you watched your candy corn marshmallow. I would presume that's what she's meaning. Your candy corn tutorial. Cynthia said it was very good.
thank you, Cynthia. Yes, I should make those. Those are really fun. Mandala cookies. Oh, beautiful. So this is the darkest of the blue. I find the brush, it's very, if you ever like just want to decorate cookies and you're not like pressed by time and you just want to have like a little relaxing time, I find it very like therapeutic, I have to say. Like it's just so soothing. And what you can do, you can use the residue that is on the brush and you can place it somewhere else, you know?
Hmm.
All right, so then you have to let it rest again. Lucky for you. Oh, I'm gonna do the stem on the top. So on the top one, I'm gonna do a stem. Oh, this is the wrong piping bag. Okay, so I'm gonna use slightly thicker icing for this. Not a whole lot, but a little thicker. Are you seeing the message I'm seeing, Mark,
Um,
about the Facebook? Oh yeah, how about that, guys? How did you survive yesterday? Whew, it was a tough day, huh? With no Instagram, no Facebook. Did you
was
lose any connection? So I'm gonna let this rest. I'm gonna move this aside, and I've got one crusted here. I actually have a couple crusted, so I'm going to start working on these. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the stems.
yeah, it disconnected for me on Facebook.
You can reconnect.
No, it just dropped it.
Okay. All right. So now I'm going to do some branches.
I'm going to go on your page and share.
I thought I saw a different views. I guess it's because you got disconnected.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unfortunately. And another one, see the head at the very top? So I'm going to try to kind of hide it. Oh, it wasn't nearly long enough. Oh, Jeremy. Okay, so I'm going to hide it with the branch, and then we'll add a flower to it as well on the other side. So we can kind of, I'm going to add some flowers and things like that and leaves. Okay, so now I'm going to take some. And then let's see which one. Okay. And I'm just going to put lots of white dots. So you want to let the, oops, what's that sound? So I'm gonna let it crust, and then I'll do another layer. So while that's happening, it's gonna take maybe a minute or so. Yeah, I'm gonna add more dots on the top.
I'm back. Sorry, I was putzing around with the
Yes.
link, so I shared it on my page. For whatever reason, my live stream dropped on my page.
All right. So now I'm going to, I don't know if you guys remember a couple of, I guess, months ago, I made sunflowers from royal icing. Okay. Now you can find a live stream in my playlist. And I'm going to hopefully soon share a full tutorial on how to make these, okay? So while that's still crusting, I'm going to attach, let's see.
Everybody's loving it, Han.
So these, thank you. So these, I'm gonna add more white dots there, but these flowers can be made ahead of time, okay? So you can make them, like I said, I made them months ago. Maybe, I think in June, but I will have it, I'm gonna try to put a tutorial up soon. But in the meantime, if you know how to basically make these and you're just looking for a template, I do have a template in my coffee shop for the sunflowers. And if you don't have a cutter for stacked pumpkins, this is a snowman cutter, if you haven't noticed. And now to hide this section here, you can add more branches or whatever you would like. Even different variety of flowers would be nice. I'm just gonna stick with the sunflowers and add another sunflower here at the top. And then I'll add a smaller one here on the side here. kind of balance it out. So here, because you can see there is a bit of a dip here, because there is this is cookie and icing, so the icing is a bit elevated. So I'm going to pipe onto the cookie. Okay. And place it there. Oops. Maybe with a little more icing I should have added. All right. So now I have some green icing that I prepared, and this is a thicker consistency, and I've got a leaf tip going on here. So what I did, I cut a V shape on my piping bag. Okay. You can see it's a V shape. So you want to always cut it. You want to cut it with a seam. This is a seam. You want to cut it with the seam on the side. Cut a V shape. Okay. And then when piping the leaves, you want to turn it this way so you have the seam in the middle. Okay, so you can pipe the leaves. And that's basically how you do the petals on the sunflower as well. Basically a leaf tip. Okay, let me bring the cookie back into the frame. So now I'm going to add the leaves underneath here, or if you can help it. Okay, I'm going to turn this one upside down like so. I don't like that it's, I'm going to do this with a bit stiffer icing, so it's going to help hold it up a bit more. And now from this side, I'm going to add a leaf. And then we can actually go here. Another leaf. And now let's finish it with the third sunflower in the middle. And also, guys, I have a class coming up October 23rd. It's a beginner class, Halloween class, lots of fun designs. It's available. You can sign up through Global Belly. And you can find the link through my Instagram in my bio. Okay. So now I'm going to add a couple leaves on the middle sunflower.
What day is the class, Han?
It's Saturday.
This Saturday?
No, it's 23rd of October.
Oh.
23rd of October, yes. All right, so let's do the leaves over here. Okay.
Awesome. Beautiful.
So I know my lighting is a little off today, as it's been for many, many lives.
Well, it looks fine. These would be awesome with, if you have an actual pumpkin cutter, right? Just single pumpkins with that.
So you could pair, you could even just, I mean, this is a fun thing to do, right? Use a snowman cutter to create different designs. I think this was somebody suggested stacked pumpkins, so I went with it, and I saw like an image with like watercolors and things like that. So I thought it was quite simple, doing everything wet on wet segments and all. So you see, it didn't really take that long. I mean, once you get it all down. So that's actually from me. So hopefully next Tuesday I will have something Christmas.
Did you mix your own brown?
Oh, brown, yes. Well, the thing is with brown, if you can find food coloring straight from a bottle that you really like, I also have done brown, red and green, and that way you are really able to control by adding more or less red and green. You are able to control the hues. Yes, I do use chocolate brown from Emery Color brand. But like I said, you can then some of the browns, they have like a reddish tone. So then you have
Color
to
has one, it's called espresso, and that one is actually,
espresso. So that would be, I think, very good.
yeah.
Yes. But if you don't have a variety of browns, then yes, you can always, experiment with adding. You can just look up the color wheel also. It helps to
Well, Chef
understand.
Master actually has, if you go on the Chef Master site, they actually have a mixing guide. So if
Oh,
you
yeah.
go around their site, you'll find they show like how many
Yeah.
like drops and stuff to get
Yes.
colors.
And also, Georgiane Lila Loa, Georgiane has an extensive tutorial database on her blog, and also she has a book that is dedicated just to color mixing. So this is for me. I'm turning the wheel, whatever, turning the something to my darling, my friend. Oh, where is your?
I didn't put it in yet, but very nice, Hang.
Thanks.
Turn it on. So before I start, I'm just going to show my project that I just loaded in my group. So if you guys have been watching the lives, you've maybe seen a few of my gift boxes. So I made a Christmas one. I'm not working on Christmas today, but I made a Christmas one. So this is in the group, and here it is. So it's Christmas morning.
Hoo hoo! Ho ho ho!
It's a
This
cute
is how Santa will get in. Are these gonna be for Santa? Are you gonna leave them out for Santa?
Well, I could have, instead of putting the stockings, I could have had like feet sticking out in here in the fire.
I haven't noticed the fire when you first showed me the show it to me. It's really really cool.
So that's it. So that's in the group. So let me just move that out of the way. So the other thing I thought we'd kind of do, we always have issues or people talk about consistency. So I'm just going to pour my icing on this cookie sheet, and we'll just look at it and, have a better, just easier to visualize. I think I'm trying to, it's a tough one to show you guys in video, consistency. That's like wouldn't you say that's one of the top questions and issues that our audience?
Consistency. That's like that. That's it. Never. It honestly sometimes you would think that it gets old, but it never gets old because I don't know about you, but me also I will sometimes make something thinner, thinking oh it's fine like because I've done it so many times and like oh what did I do? It's too runny. At least I can tell when it's too runny because if you've done it so many times you know
Exactly.
it's too runny or it's too thick. But we also struggle or bubbles. It's like a constant issue with bubbles because mixing will add the air, and more you mix, more bubbles you can have. And with dipping, it's a nuisance, right? With dipping.
Yes. So let's just look at it. So the thing you want is icing that heals. I don't know if you've heard that term. So heal is that the surface is smoothing over. This is obviously caused by gravity. It's, so it's pulling it down. So if your icing is thick, well, it stays in a mound, but if you've got it runny enough, it's able to heal. Now, if you're doing dual consistency, which means like you're able to outline and flood with the same icing, you need it a little bit more, like have a little bit more body. But you can see here, the icing is not like water. It's not just pooling away. Like when I blob it up here, you can see it's holding the blob. That's the technical
holding the blob.
But
if like a small baking sheet you had mentioned before that it holds like a nice amount of cookies, it's neat.
Yes. Well, it's just for the videos I find it's good. So here you can see I've got my icing, and if I shake it, you see it's like spreading and leveling. So it's just, you want an icing that's going to be able to do that. But if your icing is too runny, well, obviously you can't control the direction of water. If you pour it, it's going to go in the direction of the least resistance. And you're going to get a very flat decoration on your cookies. You're not going to have like a little bit of a rise in your icing. It becomes like varnish on the surface of the icing. So I would say that this is maybe a little thick for dipping. So I'm just adding a bit of water. Now, normally I don't mix my icing on a cookie sheet.
No, you don't?
No, but I just thought that this was kind of the way to show you guys.
It's a good way to demonstrate. Yes, you see it very clearly. I love that little spatula you have.
Yes, that was a gift from Miri of Shepix Cookies. She brought them to me from Mexico. I think some people have them listed on Etsy. It's like a firmer plastic than some of the stuff I've seen available, and I like the sharp edges on it. All right, so now it's again blobbed up. That's the technical term I'm going with. But when I shake it, you can see it's leveling. So I'm getting the bubbles there, and so when you're doing the dipping, some people like to put pure food color on a toothpick. I'm about that technique because sometimes you'll end up with like juicy, gelatiny food gel.
I do that all the time because like some of the food color, I have some Wilton that I like, so I use it with Wilton because it has no spout, so you have to kind of get it out somehow. Another way is they sell these little spoons, miniature, like these are not miniature, but they are miniature spoons for like appetizers or whatever. So I have those.
So I'm just adding.
Now this is like so therapeutical to watch the color being made. What do you guys see? I see E. What else do I see? I see a sled with a head.
So I was going for fall colors, and so I'm just kind of putting the icing whatever on there, and now I'm going to take my cookie. Now, dipping, if you're maybe depending your dexterity, some people maybe have dexterity issues or whatever, like to hold a cookie. So if you're working on a dish that's shallow, like this cookie sheet or on a plate, just the cookie is not going to go any deeper. The icing is only like a centimeter deep, so you're not going to have to worry about that. And you can actually see better. I can actually visualize. Now I can see the edge. So if I had like a bowl, I wouldn't really be able to see if I've got like a fuse of all like the edges here, and I can just kind of tap it, and now I'm going to be able to lift it off. And sometimes you do get your fingers in. Oh, my cookie cracked. I just felt the point of my maple leaf there. And so now you can kind of either shake it to get it to smooth. And here my icing is kind of like dripping off. So you can use the needle.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
That's pretty normal with dipping, folks, that icing can kind of drip off. But look how beautifully it covers the cookie.
And here I've got, let me just wipe this. So I've got an air bubble. And you can see here, it just gives the color, like the color gets very blended, and it looks very, I want to say also kind of watercolor-ish, right?
It's beautiful. I like that you added brown. It's not everybody's choice to add brown, because I think it's it can be
well, it's kind of taupish.
Okay, so taupish.
Taupish.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah. And you can like have them close to you, and as the icing settles, I've got icing everywhere. As the icing settles, if you see any air bubbles appear, you can kind of give them a little poke. Here, let me just move that over here. And each cookie is going to be different. And if, let's say, one you don't like so much brown, well, you don't add it, as much on the next one. You can just do 2 colors. You don't have to do a ton of colors. Like I like just green and green, like shades of green. So if you go to like the color wheel and you start like mixing red in there and stuff, it can get a little muddy. Like yellow is one of the colors to make green, and brown is also kind of in the family, so it kind of all blends. But I wouldn't do purple in there or red. I think it might look a little weird.
I'm thinking like I've never really like I've done pouring icing on my gingerbread houses. I did like when I had a big piece, I poured like really thin icing on it. But I wonder if I could dip it like this,
No doubt.
I mean, because the only reason is like I'm like, even though the pieces are very sturdy, like is it gonna? Because when you're trying to lift it up, there is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it does like resist. And that's what I'm talking about, like for the dexterity issue. Like if you have trouble gripping, depending, Some people have arthritis or different, issues with their hands.
Yes, Jeremy, I agree. I think when we all start, we don't really like get bothered by bubbles and small things like that because we are just so happy that we covered the cookie and not the whole table. But then when you do it more, you see all the right, all the kind of
Yeah.
flaws that before we didn't see them as flaws. So pretty. This one is really beautiful.
So when you agitate, it helps the icing kind of like smooth over. You can see, and this could work with almost any kind of set. If you're looking for filler cookies for your more kind of fancy, well, you can do this and fill in your more decorated cookies. Let me just pull out a cookie. I'm dirtying my apron. I guess that's the point, but.
You don't dirty your apron? I have like 15 aprons. Every day I have a new one because I'm like, it's filthy. Like filthy from I will, even now I'm wearing an apron because I'm such a messy.
So some people like to swirl. I just leave it because when you lift it off, it does like the swirling, I find, for you. And I'm just like really barely pushing down just so that like the corners tend to be a little bit more up. So that's all I'm trying to get, like coverage. And there is resistance as you pull, it's kind of sucked down. And
Yes.
and then you want to flip it kind of quick so that the points that were hanging kind of can, land on the surface there. Might be a little bit thick as I look at it there, but this is a forgiving technique.
Now, if you wanted to spice it up, or not spice it up, glam it up, you could at this point also use gold luster dust mixed with alcohol and just splatter it to give it bright.
Oh yeah, there's
glamour it or even add some other things to it. But you really, I love marble dip cookies. They're beautiful.
Well, you could do the thing you did there with the brown and then the little.
Oh yeah, that's true. You could then continue adding maybe a few details. I love that you use green. I have to say, because most of the time, like I would go for different colors, but I like that bright green. And Diana agrees with me. She also likes your green combination.
I think that the cookies that have, like, sometimes there's a ton of colors, but sometimes just keeping it simple is also just as effective from a design.
Now, do you ever do this? Because sometimes I can't decide whether I like something or not. So I feel like when you take a picture of something, you look at it as a picture, you view it. It's the weirdest thing. You view it differently as if you are looking at it with your eyes. So I do that a lot. I will take a picture and I look at the picture.
That happens when I get ready and I think I look okay. Then I see a picture of myself. I can't believe I went out in public looking like that. See, that ever happened?
I did not mean that, but okay. I guess I will take a picture every time I leave the house now myself.
You know what I mean.
Oh, I don't have anything between my teeth. Okay, we can go. Okay.
There. This one I like. Here, I have to wipe my scribe thing or my boo-boo stick.
It gets little. The technique does get a little messy.
Yeah, have a dish towel with water, like damp, close to you.
But I think once you get the technique down,
and you can.
Kim did the dipping for ornament. The colors I picked didn't match very well together. Yeah, sometimes that can happen. It's not, it's not uncommon.
You struggle with colors, like light versions of the same color, like go lighter to darker,
yes,
light
absolutely.
blue.
Like ombre to ombre. Thank you, Lindsay.
And here you can see, I like this one.
It's beautiful. I love it. Honestly, sometimes I agree with you because sometimes it's just the same color and you make let's say 3, but of the same color.
Yeah,
but different hues, and it just makes it really really beautiful.
the marble usually I draw on mixing colors icing first, then dump in as you did.
So how thick is the icing?
Oh, it's on, it's still probably a good 15 seconds, I'd say, because it's not flow. I find that when it's too runny, it's like the dance, right? So if it's too runny, it just literally slides right off the cookie. You can't control it. It'll just like, slide off. So at least if you have a little bit of body, it will kind of stay on, without falling off the edge. And if you shake it, well, it helps to get it to smooth. Now, if I mix the icing on the tray to show you a bit the consistency, it'll just mix all my colors. And so, and let's say you have a hole, well, you can pick up a little scoop of it and just kind of dab it on, and then
to patch it up.
Yeah, you can do a little touch up, a little spackling, and fix your area. You see, it didn't even show. And then it, like, I was missing icing in that little spot. The Boo Boo stick is great for that. It has like that little shovel on it. You see the little shovel? This is a Sweet Sugar Bell tool.
Yeah, I have a yellow one.
The other thing you can do with the gold luster dust is you can paint on some, your Boo Boo stick, you can paint on some veins in gold. That would be pretty.
Yes, absolutely. I think it'll be pretty. That would be really pretty.
I have only one cookie left.
That's okay. That's fantastic. I mean, I could still. I mean, if we want to fill the hour, I can do another. I was gonna say sunflower, snowman or pumpkin or whatever you want to call it.
No, it's not thicker than 20 seconds, Cynthia. It's not.
Yes, me too, Venetian Angel.
Yes.
I love dipping because every cookie doesn't look the same. Absolutely. They're all so unique.
Kind of like snowflakes. Snowflakes would be another one. You do your dip base in all shades of blue, and then you pipe on top with the white. You know what I mean?
Yes, that would be pretty. Although I don't know, like the snowflakes would be, I think, trouble to picking them up because they have so many arms. So instead, maybe you can do round and then pipe the snowflake on the top, or a star maybe would be easier. I don't know.
But there's some snowflakes. I agree with what you're saying, but some snowflakes
that is true. That is true.
Aren't
I'm already reading your mind. If I could reach my snowflake stash, I would. I know what you mean. There are some that are like starish but snowflake-ish, and they don't have the thin arms. Yes.
Yes. So there. This one also I like.
They're beautiful. I also love the green. I never thought that I would like the green is not my choice of color always, like to flood, It's for the leaves and stems and details like on the cookie, but not the flooding, but it's beautiful.
Let me bring.
I think with gold, it would look absolutely fantastic because gold and green, it's very like.
Let me bring my thing over.
Gold, I think like dipping was made for me. I can still pipe a straight. I guess you cannot pipe a straight line. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
There we go. So you can see here. I mean, it has a very fall. Like you could do more orangish and whatever, but
I like this. You could do orange afterwards. You could do this and then add details. Now, guys, we're gonna have few more minutes, so we can do a quick Q&A. So, if you have a question.
But this is the beginning of fall. When the leaves aren't full change.
Oh, that's true.
This is the beginning.
True. Beginning of the fall. So, are the leaves falling now, or is it still? Are they still hanging?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's fall is in full swing. This morning it was only 12 degrees, so it was cool. Yes.
It's cool.
Yes. So that's it, guys. So after you dip them, you leave them dry like you would normally. So if you're bagging them up overnight, and you can pipe veins, you can paint on veins, you can leave them just like that. I mean, this is a fast way to make decorated cookies for people that don't know how to decorate cookies and don't know, like they see this as decorated, right?
Everybody's loving it. It's beautiful, beautiful colors. I couldn't agree more.
It's a technique that can work for literally like Valentine's Day, make hearts in different shades of pink and red. Christmas, you could do filler, I mean, ornaments, the snowflakes, like I said. Oh, it'd be fun even for balloons for a birthday.
Oh yeah.
You know, like you make like a marble of each color. That would be pretty.
No, one time I've done it without coloring the icing. Instead of icing, I used food color mixed with alcohol. I used that and I put like, but I find icing probably works better. I mean, it was just a completely different look. It's completely different look. It was more watercolor-ish. But I
With
like icing.
the food gel, when I've seen it, like sometimes I've seen it, and they have so much on the toothpick and then they're putting it in, and then I'm like,
Oh
oh,
no, that no. I mean like it was. I had it diluted in the liquid.
yes,
Before
yes, I understand.
then I used the dropper. I put drops in, but it. I mean, it worked. I was just lazy coloring the icing. That's all.
Well, we don't tell anybody we're lazy. And they don't have to know, like when you bring your cookies, and if maybe you did, you cut corners, and you just be quiet, take all the compliments. They don't need to know. Right?
It's still work. It's still a lot of work.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. So it's not like it's a lot of work.
Exactly.
And on Friday, guys, we are again. We will be live. If this is your first time watching us, we'll be live on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be joined by our lovely friend Amber of Sweet M's. And I don't know who is decorating who. I'm going to try the Christmas. I am going to try. You can come see live and see for yourself if I do it or not.
So it's you and Amber on Friday. I'm off
Okay.
for Friday.
You off? Oh, like you. I was off last week. It was fantastic. All right, guys.
That's true, Kim. After you've rolled the cookies, baked the cookies, made the icing, if you do a little bit of a simpler decorating technique, it's not easy.
Okay, so let me just bring up these cookies. So if you are just joining us, I made these stacked pumpkins. Can you guys guess what cutter I used? I guess it's pretty visible. It's a snowman cutter. Is it too obvious? It's a snowman cutter, or is it like you
Well,
look and then you notice it?
It was a very successful flip.
Right, the head is kind of like a giveaway, right? But
yeah, but you
can always trim the head. Like if you're really like, I need, you can trim it. But I wanted to like see if it could be done just with the shape as it is.
It looks very nice.
Thanks.
Not everybody wants 1,000 cookie cutter collection.
Okay, let's do this. Because my background is not very nice today. I didn't really clean up much.
Well,
I have so much stuff. Anyway, guys, so thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thanks. And we'll see you on Friday. If you're just joining us, you can watch the replay. So
okay, bye, guys.
Bye.